Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Process Server and Messenger. I am Nick, the host of the show, and I'd like to start off by reminding everyone to check out my patreon.com/process server and messenger. Go ahead and sign up and become a member over there. I got an X account, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. All the podcast goes up on YouTube. It goes up on anywhere you get your podcast. So don't forget to like, rate, review, subscribe. To that, the best way you can support me it directly is through the patreon.com/process server and messenger. That's where I put more content out there, more creative stuff, more arty stuff, more personal, bespoke content. So go over there and check it out and become a member. I got one member still. I've had one member for couple months now. It's a free member. I'm hoping my big goal for the last couple days of Q4 is it Q4? is that just the end of the year? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But my goal for the end of the year is have two memberships on the Patreon. I got one right now. It's a free member. I'm hoping to get one. I'm going to add one paid member, and also I'm going to put out a Substack article. Or our Substack post. Anyways, we got a lot of stuff going on at the patreon.com/process server and messenger. That's the best place to go to get caught up and to get the full content experience of what we're doing here. So yeah, go check that out, and everything helps. And we're hitting all sorts of personal records on the social media accounts. So it's been very productive, and thanks for everybody for watching, and couple people for liking and commenting, and we're growing. It's happening. All right, everybody, it's Monday. Let's start the show. All right, we're back. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to Process Server and Messenger, the show where we like to talk about life as a process server, messenger, small business owner, guy on a bike, guy running a blog, guy, doing a lot of stuff, small business stuff where you got like 1,000 little individual jobs all wrapped under one umbrella. But my name's Nick. I'm the host of the show. And we're on episode 29, I think. We're on 29. So we've been going pretty good. We've been keeping on schedule, and I'm proud of that. And we're getting closer and closer to the holidays. It's December 15th. I'm recording this. So more and more houses I go to have their Christmas stuff up and are fully decorated. It's kind of like the fourth quarter of the holiday season. Everyone's got everything. There's not very many houses that still have things to put up. By now, everything's all up. All the lights are up. All the decorations are up. It's on full display right now. I've been taking a lot of pictures of the places I go. It's a nice time of year for me because I'm serving people, and it's nice when the houses are decorated. It puts me in a festive mood, when I go to serve someone and I knock on the door and they have the holiday decorations up. It just lifts my spirits a little bit. It looks good. I've been taking pictures, so I've been taking a lot of pictures of that. People are really cool and creative. I love the holiday lights. I love the decorations. I got a couple of cool decorations and like family things for the tree, the ornaments. Those are fun to have. So, at my house, we're a little bit slower with the decorations. We get to it, but we got kids running around. We don't want to have these things up for too long. Otherwise, the kids just tear into it. And you have to time it right at my house. Otherwise, the boys will, they'll get in there. They'll get in there with those decorations. But by now, at least that when I'm out serving people in the neighborhood and knocking on doors, everyone's stuff's pretty much up. It's nice because it's like dark outside now. It's the winter. It's like time of year where the sun is setting earlier in the day, and by 5 o'clock it's dark, and that's kind of like not the most fun. Sometimes it's nice to be working late and you're out serving people and it's 7:30 and the sun's still out. It makes it a little bit easier, as opposed to by 5 o'clock it seems like it's already really dark outside. So to have holiday lights up, it just makes it a little nicer, a little brighter, a little easier to see the paperwork. Yeah, it's just a nice time of year for that sort of thing. I wanted to share this holiday card I got from Sano Attorney Service. Isn't that nice? I love a good holiday card. Season's greetings, wishing you a happy holiday season and a happy new year filled with peace and prosperity from the whole team at Sano Attorney Service. Very nice. I know it's a little bit late, but I got that. So thanks, Sano. That's very nice. I love getting that holiday card. That's the first one I got this year. I think maybe I'll get more. Sometimes people send them out. There's a couple people who send out like holiday cards that I get. So it's about that time where you start getting them. And I was like, man, this is nice. Maybe I should start sending these things out. I know it's not too late. It's the 15th. Is it too late? I was on Amazon earlier looking at like holiday cards that I could send out to just clients that I've had over for a long time. It's nice. It was nice getting that card. This is a nice card. So, maybe it's time for me to start doing that. I'll definitely send an email. I got the whole MailChimp business account, so it was going to be emails going out. I always say that, but MailChimp is like the last thing I get to. I'd like to have my MailChimp account like running correctly. That's the next thing I got. That's like a 2026 goal, is to figure out how to, figure out that side of the business, the MailChimp. It's like so important to have a subscriber base and an email list and all that. So I got something. It's growing. It's been there. It's building. I get a couple more subscribers linked. It's through my website that you can subscribe, and then you get the emails. I don't send out a lot of emails. I don't want to bother people. Like Domino's. I get so many Domino's emails, like probably like 3 a day. But that's, it's Domino's. You want that. That's somebody, when I get that email, it's a good thing. I'll read what they have to say. They usually have some sort of deal or maybe a new pizza. They don't really add a whole lot of new pizza flavors. They have their like specialty pizzas that you can order, pre-made flavors. I guess every once in a while they'll do I don't even know. When was the last time they did like a new unique flavor? That's not really their thing. But they'll send you, it's usually an email you'll get because there's some sort of deal. And they might be doing some dessert that they haven't done before. That's really where they'll mix it up, is like in the desserts or the cheesy bread. They're doing I think they're doing a new cheesy bread now. So yeah, no, I won't email as often as Domino's emails. But, I got to get better at that. That's a goal for like next year, is to automate some of these business tasks, like posting content, like doing the email marketing, just something to do to get more on board next year. So I'm definitely sending out a holiday email this year. But I think a couple people might be getting this. Well, not this one, but it's a nice thing to get. So I got to send that out. I got to maybe do some sort of Amazon same day and then mail those out like by tomorrow. We do things last minute sometimes, and that's not always good, but I think I got enough time. It's the 15th. You got happy holidays. I like a happy holidays card. I think some of my clients deserve it. I've had a couple clients for a very long time, so they're good people. So maybe I'll be sending out holiday cards. Maybe I'll wrap up this podcast and whenever it finishes, and then Yeah, I guess just Amazon. I mean, Amazon, they could have it to you like same day. Not that I need that, but that's probably what I'm going to do. Get on Amazon. There's a Walgreens nearby. I might. That's probably not going to happen. It's probably going to be Amazon. Yeah, I just was in the holiday spirit earlier, and I was thinking about these cards, and I did about a half hour of searching for holiday cards. Didn't find one that I liked. But we'll go back. We'll find one. I need something like very neutral, but like maybe a little. I want to stay away from Christmas trees or Santa Claus. I just want to keep it like a neutral holiday. That's basically. This one's great. It's like a sunset and it says Happy Holidays. That's like super. Oh, season's greetings. Yeah, this is great. What is it? And a Happy New Year filled with peace and prosperity. This is exactly what I'm going for, but I don't want to copy them. But that's something I got to work on. Like today. I got that card a day or two ago. I don't know exactly when it came in. But sometimes you do things at the last second and it works out perfectly. So sometimes you just don't worry about that sort of thing. Wanted to give a couple updates. It's a Monday update episode. I got some stuff from the newsroom that I'll read through it. There's some interesting stuff. Nothing that really spoke to me, but we'll go through it. But I like to use the updates episodes to, update like the state of my business and the stuff that I've been doing, and kind of get into more detail with the ins and outs of what's going on. So I just it's Monday. I had all weekend to serve a couple people. I have a lot of residences right now. Not ideal. I like to ideally be serving CT Corp and LegalZoom just like every day, but I can do Santa Monica and Venice pretty good. That's like my area, so I've been covering that more exclusively and been turning down a lot of jobs outside that. I know it's like such a small area, but I'm gonna start from there and kind of build what I can. I've kind of like narrowed the scope of what I'm doing and trying to be doing it at a much higher, more efficient rate, if that makes sense, as a business strategy. So it's been working. I've liked the direction that I've kind of gone in. Now, I guess it's like the end of the year. I'm kind of reflecting on all the different ways that all the things that happen as you're running a business, all the clients that come and go, and the lessons you learn, and the good and the bad. So the good is I just kind of focused and narrowed the scope of what I do, and I just kind of do it better and faster. I do have a couple affiliates that I work with, but I don't really want to be doing that too much. It's I don't know. It's like a service I provide to like some people, but I ideally just want to be taking in work myself for this limited area and just doing it the highest volume possible in that area and just doing it the best possible, highest quality. CT Corp, LegalZoom, Santa Monica, Venice. So this weekend I had a lot of work to do locally, and man, I got more flat tires, guys. It's like a curse right now. Just a million flat tires. I can't tell you how many I had. I either need a new wheel. I got to figure out what's going on. I think that's what's driving me insane the most, is I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the tires I got from Amazon. I don't know if it's the tubes I got from Amazon, but then I got tubes from a bike shop, and those also popped. And the tire I got from Amazon, and maybe I should get that from a bike shop. And I don't want to blame this on Amazon. I'm not saying that they have in my head, that's like one possible explanation, but I think that's kind of not fair to Amazon or the retailers on there. It's just like one of those mean internet myths. But I don't know what it is, guys. I've gotten 5, 7 flats, maybe in 2 months. That's like unsustainable. Sustainability is part of the reasons why I wanted to be more local and ride my bike, and that's not sustainable. So I think maybe, I mean, it could just be I'm putting them on wrong. I'm doing something wrong. I'm just messing up every time and not learning and not getting better. That's possible. I might need a new wheel. Maybe there's like something in there. See, this is what's annoying. I don't know what it is. I usually go down to Helen's bike shop, so I'll probably be. I was there recently. I'll probably go back. It's a nice bike shop. I like Helen's. It's they got a lot of them. I'm sure if you're cycling, you're familiar with the Helens. But they got a couple mechanics in there that are really nice and easy to work with and super cool. So maybe it's time to get a new wheel set. That bike is probably kind of got old components. Maybe it's time for a new bike. Maybe a couple people can go over to the old Patreon and become members, and help me build my fleet of bikes whose wheels don't explode every twice a week. Maybe it's time for a new bike. Maybe I just gotta get like a more modern bike, like a more 2025 bike, something that they made in the last 2 years, maybe it's time. I don't think Santa's coming with a new bike for Christmas this year, though. Maybe next year. Maybe if I grow this account enough and get enough growth, I'll get a new bike. I saw like a newer bike at the Helen shop when I was in there last week. It had like the integrated. I don't know what they call that, but the handlebars are integrated with it's all one piece. It's not like handlebars that lock in. It's all one piece. Or I don't even know how it works, but I saw a new bike and they're all disc brake. I don't even think they do the rim brake anymore on the wheel. I don't think they do that. I'm not like a bike expert, okay? I need a new bike. I have like an old bike. I'm always going to be having an oldish bike like that. But I saw a new bike at the Helen's bike shop. It was awesome. And I was like, I kind of, but I just need something that I don't need something that nice, but just new, something that's not old and waiting to break down and get constant flats. I mean, it could be the way I'm changing the tire. It's driving me crazy, or changing the tube. But I've been doing this for years. I don't know why all of a sudden I'd be doing it. I can change a bike tire. I hate to think that I'm just doing that wrong. I've been doing that for a long time. It's embarrassing. Why am I getting so many flats? Somebody, please. Maybe someone at Helen's can tell me. But yeah, maybe it's just time for a new bike. Anyways, I was out serving some people this weekend. Didn't serve one place, but it was weird because I went there and knock on the door, and this person comes out and says, hey, I'm looking for this person. I have documents for them. They say, oh, I can give them the documents. And I say, no, these type of documents I have to personally give to that individual. And this person I was speaking with told me, oh, just give me a moment. And then and then this person closed the door. And then I waited for like 10 minutes and knocked again, and they just never came out, and they just kind of ghosted me. And I'm going to have to go back. But, I wish I could have just served it. I think that person was. I get a feeling that that person was the person that I'm trying to serve, and they were just being coy about it. Or coy, is that the right word? You know, just kind of. This has happened before where I'll go to serve somebody, and I'll go the first time, and I'll knock on the door, and the person will open, and I say I have documents for Joe Schmo, and this person will look at me and go, "Oh, he's not in." And I go, "Okay, well, I'm going to have to come back, so I'll come back. I'll try to come back in the next couple of days at around this time." Sometimes I'll give people a heads up to see if maybe that, you know, it helps me get my job done. Sometimes I'll do that, and sometimes it works. So I'll come back, and I'll knock on the door, and the same person answers the door, and I go, "Hey, I have documents for Joe Schmo." And it's the same person, and they go, "Yeah, that's me." And they take the documents. On the second attempt, I never say anything. I never make a deal of it. I don't say anything. I just kind of get it over with and do the thing. But I always wonder, why would you do that? I don't get that. That happens all the time. I think that's what happened to me this weekend, and I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to be able to serve it to the same person I spoke with. I think that's my hunch, because this happens. And sometimes I think people just in my head, what's happening is they're getting served. They're not sure how to handle it. They try to avoid it. And then they see me come back. That's like the acceptance phase. You need a second attempt for them to understand that they're really getting served, and that, you know, if you don't like people knocking on your door and serving you, then you should just take it the first time, because I'm going to come back. Nobody wants that. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen, is I'm going to just end up going back and serving it to the same person that I spoke with last time. Maybe. We'll see. I could be wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong, you know. Sometimes I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot. So, but sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. And I think that's what's going to happen. Then I moved on, didn't serve one guy. I had a lot of residences that I wasn't having a lot of luck this weekend. I'm not going to be able to serve this next guy unless I get really lucky. It's a gated place, and there's no intercom. It's just a key. It's just old school with a key. That's probably the most secure. If you want my advice on building security or apartment security, I'm a process server. I'm going in to apartments and buildings a lot. The most secure is probably just the lock and key. That's there's nobody there. There's nobody to let you in. Sometimes with the intercom, you can call the thing and someone will just automatically buzz you in, and then I don't know, the intercoms just you can get the code, and then you can just bypass the thing. You just hit the code and the thing opens. Sometimes people give me the code, especially if it's like a UD, unlawful detainer, and it's like a landlord serving documents or notices to their own tenants. They'll give me the code to the building to make sure that I can get in. But you know, people give that to Amazon. They give it to a lot of people. I'm just thinking from a security standpoint. If you have a building with a lock, like a gate or something, and it's just the key, that's probably the most secure thing you can do. In that case, as a process server, most of the time that's exactly the type of place I'm never going to get into. That's always going to be a difficult place for me to try to serve every time. But for some reason, the lock and key is basically the best way to make sure that I can't get it or other people. Sorry, I kind of got a notice here. I got sidetracked. It's still a business day. I'm recording this during business hours. Sometimes I got to get got to pay attention to some of these emails. It's just I got a lot of people asking me for status right now. It's kind of midday after a weekend, so but yeah, so I'm probably not going to be able to have much success there. I'll keep trying though. I might get lucky. The other place is just an apartment. Yeah, I'm able to get in there fine, but just haven't had a lot of luck. So I'm gonna have to go back and try to serve a couple people tonight. And that's basically the state of things for me. Just keeping it local. Going to CT Corp and LegalZoom as often as possible. I'll be going there tomorrow, so that's good. I'd like to be going there every day, but so far, right now, I'm going there. I always like to be able to go there every day, so I always keep that part of the day open for me. But right now, about three days of the week, I'm actually serving documents there. So that was like a goal I think I had early this year that I was able to build on. Maybe next year we can do even better. But the amount of work I get going to CT Corp and LegalZoom is like growing. That's something I wanted to do. I've made some gains there, so 2025. I still got 15 days left, 16 days, 15 and a half days. Those are like goals I gotta write down for 2026. I found that writing things down helps a lot. I started like actually writing things down on a list now, pen and paper, and it's crazy how much more effective writing something down is on a pen and paper is for me than like to type it or put it on a digital format. To be able to just see it and then strike it, to put it on a list and then to cross it out is like, it's crazy how much more effective that is. It's just, you're never going to have a digital comparison to just a pen and paper. And yeah, I started doing that recently, and it's like night and day for me. The amount it helps me to make it like an actual checklist and to actually write it and then cross it off. It just makes things, I guess, more achievable. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why. But it's been working for me, so there you go. Monday updates. That's it for the business side of things. Just we're still growing. We're still putting up content every day. So if it's just pictures or something small or a post or whatever, it's not easy to do, and I've been able to find easy ways to get it done, or at least to make it easy for me to get it done. Posting pictures, videos, clips, all that. So yeah, that's working. We're happy on that front. As far as updates go from the California courts, there was a couple stuff in here I clicked on. There's a couple good headlines. Return of Beyond the Bench Conference encourages collaboration to support children, families, and communities in California. Okay, that's cool. There was something nice here. Judicial Council to continue efforts to improve the availability of court interpreters. That's nice. I've been in a small claims room many times where I've been called as a witness for something that I served, and then you got to sit there, and it's in small claims. And many times I've seen a need for interpreters where it's just busy and people haven't been able to get the interpreter, so they have the hearing moved to a different date. So that's good. It's always nice to have interpreters because I think California courts are good on that. They usually do have interpreters available. I don't want to say or give the impression that they don't. They usually have them on hand and they're pretty good about it, but I've seen it happen. So anytime there's a story about improving that, I'm just saying that's a good thing. Oh, how about this? A month of celebrations. Courts finalized hundreds of adoptions statewide. Courts celebrated more than 300 children finding forever homes through heartfelt ceremonies and community events. Okay, that's good holiday news right there. Congrats. Um, State Supreme Court rejects California city's fight to avoid building housing. I saw that articles. I think it was about Huntington Beach and the state of California. Long-running battle between state and local governments. The state wants Huntington Beach to build more. Let's see if they have a number here. 13,368 housing units. So they want to require them to, for low-income people. And Huntington Beach is suing, and that's going to drag out. So that's a sad story. This one's cool. Proposed $750 million Fresno courthouse could force sheriff's office relocation downtown. Well, that's not cool that they have to relocate. I mean, unless they want to. I don't know. The cool part, the thing that I was saying was cool, is the $750 million courthouse. I'm interested to see in what it looks like. Some of these courthouses, they do a really good job. So I'm always excited when they have a new construction on a courthouse. Have you ever been into an old court? And it's like I don't want to name names. I won't name anything. There's specific courts I'm thinking about where I have to go to and file documents where I don't look forward to it because the courthouse is old. And I shouldn't say old because old's not necessarily bad, but it feels bad. It feels like a tough place to park, a tough place to find where you're trying to go. Its facilities aren't great. It's not aesthetic. And then there's some courthouses where you low-key you look forward to going to because it's like a work of art, like the one in Long Beach. San Diego's is pretty nice too, but like the central one in San Diego, that's new-ish. I don't know how new that is. Maybe 10 years by now or less. I'm not sure. Let me look that up. I don't like to just leave stuff like that hanging. Completed 2014, the Central Courthouse. Okay, so that was close. It opened in late 2017. But anyways, these are nice. They're kind of nice places, They got a drinking fountain with cold water. They have bathrooms that are nice, and they're everywhere. You can find them. They have signs. So you always know where you're going. The elevators are running fast. They have escalators if you want. They got stairs. They have information desks. It just makes the whole going to the court experience a billion times nicer. So whenever there's a story about, building a new courthouse, I find that to be exciting. And, some of these courthouses really are works of art. So it'd be interesting to see what that looks like. I'm sure they already have pictures of it. I'm sure I'll be following up on that because I always like to see how they make these buildings look, because they can really be nice. The current courthouse was built in the mid-1960s. Yeah, see, some of these places are it's time. This would be the Fresno courthouse downtown. So yeah, I mean, the 60s, that's an old court. You deserve a new one. I'm for this. It would add 36 courtrooms. Talk about access to justice. Hello, 36 courtrooms. Consolidate court operations currently spread across multiple buildings. That's a nightmare. So yeah, this is an awesome thing. But they got to complete an environmental review, and they want to finish that process by next summer. Okay, so we're going to be having an eye on that story because that's pretty cool. Always love a new courthouse. $750 million doesn't even seem that much for a new courthouse. That seems like pretty reasonable, to be honest. So yeah, okay, good for Fresno. We'll follow up on that and see what it looks like. More news. Just court systems being updated, system upgrade. Yeah, that's about it. That's all the new stuff. That's all the new stuff from the court. So we'll just have to keep our eye out for Fresno to see what that courthouse looks like. I'm sure it's going to be nice and beautiful. I'm just avoiding that housing story. Yeah, I don't know. I want good stories, nice things, not long drawn out legal battles about developing houses. Hopefully, the parties can figure that one out in a way that helps everyone. No comment. That one seems political. I'm not here for the politics. That's not this type of podcast. This is just a neutral Happy Holidays podcast. We're not getting political here. Yeah, well, I guess not much news from the California Superior Court. Not much going on. I guess that's a good thing. No news is good news, right? All right, everyone. It's the part of the podcast where I remind you that I am a process server, and one of the things I love to do the most is serve documents to CT Corp and LegalZoom in Glendale, California. CT Corporation System is the registered agent for a bunch of large corporations like Uber, Lyft, PayPal. I think Walmart's there. In fact, let's take a look. I can check right now. Just everyone's there. It's like it's the LegalZoom and CT Corporation. Those are the biggest ones, and I serve them all the time, almost every day. And yeah, I think Walmart's there. And basically that's like a core function of my business. I'm basically the best at doing it. And if you ever need anything served to CT Corp in Glendale, just get in touch with me. Send me an email. I'll pop it up right here on the screen. info@servect.net. That's info@servect.net. And you send me an email and we'll get this done for you quick, easy, cheap, reliable, fast. It'll be done right. It'll be done quick. You'll get your proof of service back the next day. Let's say I can get it to you maybe same day, but probably going to be by the next day. And this is all going to be, you can just move on with your case and have peace of mind knowing that the service was done right. It was done by the right person, the best at it. You're working with me directly. You're talking to me directly. There's no other components here. It's not you're sending work to somebody and they're going to send it to somebody else and they send it to somebody else and nobody even knows what really happened. None of that. You send it right to me. You call me on the phone. You send me an email. I'm going to be the one working with you and I'm going to be the one getting this job done. Right. So, that's what I do for business. That's a big key thing of what I do. So, you need documents served to CT Corp. Experian is there. There's tons of people there. If you ever know anybody who needs anything served or you need anything served there, I think Bank of America's there. Everyone's there, okay? You need them served, you come to me. info@servect.net. That's my email. My website is servect.net. And go check that out. And, let's get this work done. Let's get them served. Let's give you the peace of mind you deserve and move on with your case. I guess not much updates from the court, not much updates from business. We're just flowing along, just as usual. Taking photos of holiday. I like taking photos of holiday decorations at offices and some homes too. I don't normally like to take pictures of people's homes because I feel like it's not, it's theirs. But when you have the decorations up, I might take a picture because it looks so nice. And how can you not? But I really enjoy taking pictures of like offices or buildings because some of these that's one thing corporate buildings and corporate offices do really well is the holiday decorations. So, that's always nice to be able to serve people and to see what people have got up. Other updates, it's just a slow season. The time's winding down. Everyone's on vacation. Everyone's slowing down. Kids are going to be home from school soon. I've been drinking a lot more peppermint tea, spearmint tea. That's an update. I think that's been good for business somehow. I don't know how, but it's a good time of year for peppermint and spearmint. I feel like the holiday season is that's when peppermint really comes out. That's really a featured player in the holiday season. So I've been drinking a lot more of that. So that's a good thing. That's an update. I mentioned in the last podcast that we switched to the Nescafe. That's been going well. That's been going real well. That's a positive update. I did a bit of free advertising for them last time, but the combination of the Nescafe and the peppermint tea, I think, is going to. I do the Nescafe all day until about 4-ish, and then I switch to the spearmint peppermint tea for the evening. So that's been a new thing. So we'll see how that goes. Somehow I think that's going to make me a better business person and a better podcaster. I think that's going to unlock a level of creativity and content inside that will help propel the business into 2026. And I think one thing that's important for me to do is, it might even be a little bit late. Maybe I'm getting a late start on it, but it's time to start thinking of goals and things that you're going to want in 2026. And for me, what are my goals for the business? What are the ways I'm going to measure that? How am I going to write it down on a list and be able to check it off? And maybe we'll do a whole episode on that towards the end of the year, kind of like a New Year's, before the New Year's. Just kind of make sure that we have the goals lined up for 2026 and ways to measure those goals and ways to make sure that I can get it done. Like one thing that I haven't done this year that I personally love the idea is the courthouse rankings. We just talked about Fresno building a $750 million new courthouse, or they're wanting to do that. Like, I can't wait to see that. I want to go there and check it out after they build it. I would love to do a tour of the California courts and do just show what it looks like. To me, that's art. That's like culture. That's a fun thing to do. And I want to get started on that. That could be a goal for 2026. I talked about it a little bit earlier this year, and I never got to it. Sometimes the business has to come before the creative aspect. But in 2026, we're going to be a little more creative. We're going to focus on creation and this year was for development and access to justice, and next year is going to be for creative and creation and doing that sort of thing. I guess. But I really do want to do that. I really every so often I go to the courthouse and I think about that idea, and I do want to put that out, kind of like in the style of a California's Gold, like a Huell Hauser type show. If I could really model it in that style, that would be the way to do it. Just like a small, minimal production setup. Sorry, my dog over here is freaking out. and really kind of bootleg like a tour of the course. I think I looked it up. There was like 500. Okay, 2026, I'm going to get that ready, and then I'll do it in 2027. And then maybe by then the Fresno courthouse will be open. But at some point towards the end of this year, I have to start lining up my goals and making sure that I have them written down. And they're things that are actionable, things you can write down, things you can measure. If you can't tell, I just read a book on business, and that was one of the things. Write stuff down, be able to have it on a list where you can just check it off, and have it be measurable, have it be like countable. Like, I want 10 of something, or I want 20 of something. That way you can actually count up to 20. You say, oh no, I only have 19, or oh, I have 25, I exceeded. You don't want it to be too abstract where it's going to be hard to measure. Yeah, I just read a business book, and now I'm like Mr. Business, and basically you just want to write everything down and send holiday cards. I guess I'm going to add that to my book of business is make sure to send postcard holiday cards. We're bringing the whole episode back round to the card because this really did have such a positive impact on my day. I don't know. It's nice to get mail, and maybe it's like a more digital world and a more internet world and a world where we're all more online, and I'm very cool with that. I love that. Screens are great. More screens. Like I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that as we get more and more into that world, it's nice that we have like you get a card in the mail. A physical, nice, peaceful message that you can hold in your hands. That's nice. So, just trying to bring it all back around, and remind myself that after I record and post this, I'm getting on Amazon and I'm ordering some cards. I tried to design some cards. My designs are no good. I'm not a designer. I don't know. I think I am, and then I try to do it. I am not. All right, everybody. It's Monday. Have a good rest of your week. Happy holidays from Sano Attorney Service, everybody. Happy holidays.